Hey guys, and welcome back for another video. Today we are going to discuss some issues before the deadline for game week 26. Please tell me in comments if the voice is good or should I raise my voice. In addition, I am waiting for all your comments for this live streaming. Okay guys, let's start now. This is my final wildcard team for game week 26. I switched from Bob in goal to Keba. My first goalkeeper combination was Sanchez and Keba, but now I switched it to Sanchez and it was Sanchez and Bob, and now I switch it to Sanchez and Keba. I think Keba will give me more funds to save, and I'm not fan of tripling up on any team defense, even if it's Newcastle and if it's one of the most solid teams in the league. In addition, it's blocking me from getting players like Wilson or a midfielder from Newcastle for their double game weeks. So now I have a free spot from Newcastle United if I wanted to triple up on them. Now I have Keba after James injury doubts. So Keba is my cover from Chelsea, and he is my decision regarding my back line. Trippier and Bootman, my double up from Newcastle United. It was Shar, but Shar now has some doubts as well, so it's Trippier and Bootman and save the funds for any other moves. Henry and Ben Mee, my double up from Brentford. Ben Mee is better than Benok, to be honest, in set pieces and in goal threat. He scored about 3 goals this season. Benok didn't score any goal. Benok has a higher XG in the last game weeks. This is due to two big chances missed against Liverpool, but if you noticed his performance in other games, I think Ben Mee is a better choice and he deserves the extra 0.6 million. Ben Mee and Henry my backline. Gabi is preferred to Zinchenko due to his goal threat from set pieces. Arsenal are facing teams really suffering from set pieces in the next 4 game weeks. You can see that Arsenal are facing Bournemouth, Fulham, Crystal Palace and Leeds. In specific, Fulham, Crystal Palace, Leeds, all these teams are suffering in set pieces. I think we can see a goal or more than one goal from Gabi in this period. He's my short-term band before going to show maybe in game week 29. So let's take some risks. My front three, Haaland, Tony and Kane, can might change as I was owning Watkins in my first draft. I will show you my first draft before. This was my first draft. A change in goalkeepers, 2 changes due to injury doubts, which is James and Char. Front 3 are Haaland, Tony and Watkins, but I changed Watkins to Kane. I think Kane is more consistent and can trust him more than Watkins. Watkins had some overperforming in the last game weeks. He's still a good band, but personally I can't go against Kane and his great ownership due to Watkins when he's missing, and easy chances due to his poor finishing. So I trust Kane, and in game week 29 and 28 I mostly may sell Haaland, one of Haaland or Kane, mostly maybe Haaland to a double game weekers, maybe Watkins, maybe Nacho, maybe Joao Felix or Wilson. Anyway, this is my front three. Huge changes in midfield, the Arsenal double up and Mac Allister. We go back to my current team now. As you see, Marsh still and Rashi didn't without any changes, but I went from Mac Allister to Mitoma. I think Mac Allister is offering better stats and better ideas, but I think in the hectic schedule it's predicted to get little minutes than Mitoma. Mitoma is better for fitness and better for consistency. Mac Allister on set on penalties, yes, but I think Welbeck on the Ferguson, two of them will start, and this will make Mac Allister be benched in some games. I want the most nil guys, as I'm going to bench most in game week 29, so it's not wise to bench or get players predicted to be benched. So update on my Brighton midfielders, update on my Arsenal pick. I honestly prefer Martinelli to Odegaard after the injury of Nketiah, so we are going to see Martinelli again playing out of position, which is great advantage for Martinelli owners. We see him in last double game week 25, he scored 3 goals while Odegaard scored only 1. But my huge risk is going against Saka. Even Saka, I'm going against him. Personally, I'm going to sell Martinelli or Saka, even if I still own Saka in game week 29 when they are facing Leeds, but after that they are facing many tough fixtures, so I decided to switch to maybe Bruno Fernandes during this period for his double game week and better fixtures. So anyway, my Arsenal midfielder will be just about for 2 or 3 game weeks, and Maddison, my final midfielder. Maddison is always on my plan and on my watch list. I decided to get him now to save a free transfer, and he still have great fixtures. He is facing Southampton I may bench him the next game week. Then in blank game week 28 he is also getting a great fixture against Brentford. He is very important pick in double game week 29, and personally I see him one of the captain choices for this double game week, so I decided to get him and save my free transfer. This is my final team selection and my final wildcard team for double game week, for game week 26. Kadri Singh bought one defender from Brighton. I decided to get Sanchez as he's still good option and he has many double game weeks. I honestly considering Stobinian as the best pick from Brighton defense, but Sanchez will allow me to keep an extra player in blank game week 28. Total agree that Stobinian and Dunk are better guys, but honestly I am getting Sanchez to keep him on bench on game week 28, which allow me to go with 11 players in blank game week 28. Raya is better for saves, I see, but Sanchez has better and features, to be honest, has better features, and in addition, Sanchez has more fixtures with more WM weeks incoming till the end of the season. Who's the best captain between Saka, Odegaard, Haaland, and Rashford? To sort it out, we should mention that Saka is better than Odegaard at first. Okay, when we see Haaland versus Rashford versus Saka now, I think Rashford is a good bunt and a good talent, but to be honest, Liverpool game, even if Liverpool is still not good defensively, but we should respect it. Haaland versus Saka, I see Haaland the most captained and more saves than Saka, but Saka is still worse a bunch. Okay guys, now we have to choose between Saka or Haaland, but personally I'm going with Saka. I'm going with Saka, guys. Okay. As I mentioned, this is my final team selection for game week 26. And now we are going to discuss game week 26 fixtures for today. My final chip strategy is wildcarding in game week 26 as I did. Bench boost. Hopefully in game week 29, hope we don't get many problems after the international break. Anyway, I am using my bench boost during this game week, even if I was forced to take some hits due to injuries, and hopefully we won't get any injuries. Yeah, free hitting in 32, 34, 37 still, but mostly I am going to free hit in 32. Okay. Who's typing this? False. Okay, again. Today games Saturday. We have Newcastle United against Man City, one of the best and tough fixtures of the Kadri is saying best captain is Saka. I know Saka is having a great and easy fixtures, but Haaland against Newcastle and home, I think we are again Man City at home is very good team.
Haaland
can punish any team. He can score a hat-trick in only 45 minutes. Haaland is very trustable than Sack, to be honest. Okay. Man City against Newcastle. We're predicting a tough game, and you can see some goals from both teams. No clean sheet for Man City, no clean sheet for Newcastle United. Arsenal against Bournemouth. I think we're going to see a goal feast. Arsenal will punish Bournemouth and maybe get a clean sheet. Aston Villa against Crystal Palace. Game will be full of goals from set pieces. Brighton against West Ham. Brighton should duel against West Ham. The toothless West Ham. United. Chelsea against Leeds. Predicting a low-scoring game. Both of guys and both of teams are suffering in attack, but still I see Chelsea winning this game finally. Wolves against Spurs. I see Kane scoring from corner, maybe penalties. I see him scoring from any types of set pieces. Southampton against Leicester City should be a high scoring game. Madison should get some returns, and Ward-Prowse scoring from his free kicks. This is my prediction for today's games. Hope we all get good returns, and hope all of you get green arrows. Again guys, I am waiting for any questions from any of you. Leave me any questions and I'm replying to it now. Waiting for your questions and comments in this 10 minutes for the deadline. Okay, Marsh or Muitoma for game week 26. Personally, I see Marsh is the best and the top target from Brighton. Mitoma comes second to him, and McAllister is the last guy from Brighton. Marsh is my pick and my top pick from Brighton midfielders. So it's me, Toma, no, it's Marsh. Any other questions, guys? If I asked you which one to get, Martinelli or Saka, who is your pick? Martinelli versus Saka.
Can you help me?
Can you help me
Pick the right
pick
one?
the right one? Please comments with your decision or your choice.
And help me now
In this
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Okay, guys. Saka or Martinelli. Seems that I'm not changing my plans and will have Martinelli as my band for 2 or 3 game weeks. So it's my own decision, and I will get punished or get rewarded. Hope I got rewarded. Hopefully. Again, if you have any questions, I'm waiting for your questions to answer it now before the deadline. I'm still waiting for any questions and happy to answer it with you. as they are playing three at the back and he's playing as a left wing back. So it's tough decision. I think you should follow your gut feeling and enjoy the game. So it's 50-50. Okay guys, just I wanted to share with you this recommended chip strategy till the end of the season. I think now we have a better view and a better considerations about coming double and blind game weeks till the end of the season. This is my preferred and recommended chip strategy. To be honest, I'm doing it personally as well, wildcarding in game week 26, which is already done, free hitting in mostly 32, and bench boost in 29, triple captain if you still on it and it's left. I think it's better to be used in double game week 34 or 37 because of Haaland and Russia has great double game week to attack it with your triple cap. I think most of us will not use any ships in 34 or 37, so triple captain if you still own it will be a great differential and will help you. But regarding if you don't own wildcard or bench boosts, this is my plan. I think Brentford and Brighton are your top priority, even with hits for double game week 27. Load up on them, especially Brentford in specific, and you can bench Brighton assets on your bench in blind game week 28. Aston Villa, Chelsea, Leicester City and Newcastle United all are your blind game week 28 targets. They are playing in game week 28 and have a decent double game week as well in 29. The other chip strategy is if you don't have a free hit, I think you should target Brentford, Aston Villa, Leicester and Newcastle United with double game week and a no blank game week. Teams like Man United, Brighton and Man City have blank game week in 28 and 32. It will be a very tough and big problem for you if you are loading upon them. I'm not saying to avoid them, not saying to avoid Haaland, not saying to avoid Rashford, not saying to avoid Marsh maybe or Stobinian. You can get one of each team and bench them in 28 and 32, but don't load up on it. Don't load up on it. So your targets should be Brentford, Aston Villa, Leicester City and Newcastle United if you are not free hitting and you have no free hit for 28 or 32. 32 is my preferred free hit time. Regarding bench boost, I think now if you have bench boost you should prepare it well for 29. If you don't have bench boost you should focus only on your starting 11. Raya is enough as a goalkeeper as alone and no need for two goalkeepers in these situations. This is my preferred ship strategy and personally I'm doing it for my team if you still own all of these ships. Personally I am owning most of these ships except triple captain, which I used it on Haaland. So wildcard 26, free hitting 32, bench boost 29 and triple captain 34 or 37 if you still have it. This is my preferred chip strategy and I see it the most and best for most of teams. I honestly not considering the words and the phrases of team dependent. I see most of